Sounds great. Well, hey everybody, thank you so much for having me. I'm so flattered and honored to be here. My name is Dr. Neena Singhal James, and I practice in Huntsville, Alabama, which is my hometown. I purchased a practice in 2017 from a doctor who had been in private practice by himself for over 30 years. I graduated in 2016 and started working with him with that intention of buying out in about a year or two so that he could retire. He stayed on with me for a couple of years and kind of really embraced a lot of the changes that I wanted to make and helped me bring the practice into a new era. Some of the changes I saw needed were mainly cosmetic, to be honest, and just kind of modernizing things. And the building itself definitely had become a little dated. So the first thing we did was paint the outside of the building, and then we got new windows and doors to just update the metal color. And that also really helped with our utilities too. So that was kind of a nice cost savings to offset the investment that we made. But people have always told me your first impressions do matter. Image does matter, and you want people to see the business where it's going and the business you want to have. 2 years later, we did a major renovation with adding 4 new exam lanes. They had a big, sort of dated reception area that at one time was very functional to house large printer copiers and paper charts and large computers, things like that. And it was really just kind of dead space in this era. And looked a little bit dated too. So we really maximized our square footage and added added some walls, 4 exam lanes. And then I outfitted 2 of them right off the bat. So that was a little bit lower of an equipment investment. And actually now we've outfitted a third, and then the fourth we use for aesthetics. And then we also added another smaller room that we originally used for contact lens trainings, but now we use that for more of consultations and some overflow for patient care too. So we've not been afraid to change and then change again, kind of change in phases, which is nice because our needs are always changing. Our resources are always changing as well. So I was very fortunate. His name was Dr. Pittenger, and him and I are still close. That he really embraced me and tooted my horn and built me up to the patients. And him and I got along famously. We're still good friends, like I said. So that really helped for the patients to embrace the changes. And I do like to let the staff be a part of all of it, choosing paint colors, I tell them these are the things that are on our wish list. If you guys were to prioritize them differently, how would you do it? Because I'm not the only one that works at that practice. I'm not the one that uses a lot of the equipment. And so I really do want their feedback on it. And then also it gives them that sense of pride and ownership of the office as well. The first 2 years I was there, we really exceeded expectations in terms of revenue. We've hit our growth goals every year, so that's great. We've attracted a new patient base to expanded our patient base. Originally, it was slightly an older patient base, which I love to see that geriatric population. It was very heavy in ocular disease, which is fabulous. But we've really attracted a new younger generation. And then we see a lot of whole families, which is great. I mean, I'll see 4 generations. I'll see all the cousins. I see the grandkids, the great grandkids, everybody. So that's fabulous. And then we've, attracted more of a fashionable high-end clientele also. But it's nice that we are diverse like that. We see everybody from somebody who's homeless and blind to somebody who is running for mayor of our city. We have our optical has really blossomed. And then we do a lot of dry eye. That's something that I'm passionate about, and aesthetics. And I really focus on patients' overall wellness too. We collaborate with other healthcare professionals in town. We hand out a lot of patient education and homework to really make lifestyle modifications and talk about their overall well-being and their vision, their eyes, and how that can impact their livelihoods and their quality of life, as well as their eye health and their vision. And then we've added 2 associate doctors, and they're so smart and so talented. And so it's been really fun. But we're all very similar, but we do have a little bit of a different style. So that's been great for patients to embrace seeing different doctors if that's how the schedule works, but having their doctor that we keep them with as well for the most part. So it's been really nice. And as nice as it would be to be comfortable and just coast, we always want to learn and grow. And then with that comes change a lot of times, and we don't need to be afraid of it. I kind of made these changes in slow phases. Like we did the renovation in 2 phases. I bought equipment in 3 or 4 phases. A lot of the exam line equipment was older than I was. So it was great, but we did just update that this year. Digital for half digital for opters, and then new chairs and stands and all that. We just added a VIP package and a membership plan at our office for patients who it may be more advantageous to do this than just use their medical insurance, or for patients without any insurance. We added a kids plan. So we're always thinking of changes. And so just kind of jazzing up the office from an interior design standpoint is on our list. I mean, we've got a long list of 3 and 5 year goal, 1, 3, and 5 year goals actually. So